Hey guys, Dajix here, back with another Dragon Age the Veilguard video. Today running through some more interesting standout news about the game, including blood magic, companion loyalty and rivalry buffs, the size of the game, consequences of actions, the map and more. Let's begin. One of the most exciting things we've seen in the game is that some of the choices will drastically impact your companions. Without spoiling what it is, one of your choices will either get Nev or Harding hurt. Now we see them physically affected throughout the game with scars and bruises, but they also get a particular buff or debuff, well both really, a buff debuff, in which Nev can no longer use supportive abilities, as in her time slow and her heal skills. However, her damaging abilities are more effective. Also, relationship progress is slower, so if you want to romance her, maybe don't get this buff debuff. Seems like she's lost a bit of trust in Rook, in that she wants to support him less, but her rivalry boosts her damage. Just note the name of this has been blocked out for spoilers' sake. We can also see a handy tooltip on her skill tree that shows which skills are affected by this status. So if you don't invest in growing your relationships with some companions, you won't be completely gimped. Instead, they may get a game-changing buff debuff. That sounds kind of like a breakfast cereal, doesn't it? I wonder how long these will last, if you can remove them somehow or if they're permanent. I would prefer permanent with a unique way to remove them if you wanted, as I'm someone that enjoys consequences for big choices. Now, before I continue, I just want to ask that if you're enjoying my content, I'm celebrating being close to 250,000 subscribers by giving away a ton of massive prizes, including a brand new MSI 4090 graphics card. If you're stuck playing 20-year-old games but want to experience DLSS and ray tracing with brand new titles, you'll have to upgrade your hardware. I've been playing games such as Black Myth Wukong on my Project Zero build that hosts an MSI GeForce RTX 4090 and everything looks breathtaking. The Trifroza 3 thermal design enhances heat dissipation, providing exceptional thermal performance and ultra-quiet acoustics. The fans even switch off when the GPU isn't working hard, which is handy when I'm recording. Also, with NVIDIA's Lovelace architecture, I've been using AI-enhanced video thanks to NVIDIA Broadcast. For games where the frames really matter, DLSS can use advanced AI to essentially fill in the gaps, making everything buttery smooth. There isn't a game I don't push frames into the hundreds, even with features such as ray tracing on, so thanks to NVIDIA and MSI for sponsoring this video, and if you want to get your hands on one, be sure to enter my competition, link below. Back to it, I was speaking of consequences. It seems no matter which two companions are with you, they will all either approve or disapprove of major choices you make. You can see here punching out the first warden makes a sworn enemy of him, but also gives you approval and disapproval to all your companions. Like Bellara greatly disapproving and Lucanus greatly approving. You're not going to be able to keep everyone happy in every run. However, this is only for mainline major choices. The other choices will still influence your companions, but only the ones with you. In an interview with Maddie Plays, the dev stated that the game would be between 40 and 90 hours in length. By comparison, the overly bloated Inquisition was 50 to 150 hours, roughly, depending on how much of a completionist you are. And when you consider it has handcrafted areas rather than large open spaces, 40 hours to beat is very reasonable. Okay, so a user named Chippers on Reddit knows something about the character models that I can't personally unsee. If you don't want to look at the characters completely different moving forward, I suggest skipping ahead to the next point in the timestamps below. But damn, does it make sense, so you're not going to want to leave. Okay, are you gone? Alright, it seems like the proportions of character models are off. Namely, the heads. It's incredibly noticeable on Lucanus. Many are saying he looks much more handsome with the correct head to shoulder proportions. I think if anything, this is the main reason it's getting criticism. If the heads were corrected, people wouldn't find the characters unrealistic and cartoony. I can't believe I didn't notice this before. This is what's been rubbing me the wrong way, but I could never pinpoint it. Now, squeeze the heads a little bit and increase the proportions everywhere else and everyone would be happy. So check out this Lucanus opening scene and tell me if his head doesn't look too big now. Here's another example of a Qunari that can, in fact, look good. The beard and the head art goes a long way to improving the feel. There are also a lot of people saying that the character creator abominations are a skill issue, like this one. You know, because of this, I'm absolutely going to do an ugly Rook run. So if you apply yourself, you can make great characters, but the game doesn't hold your hand to help you do so. Take a look at this Qunari. The hairstyle suits the forehead and the freckles work wonders to make the face seem more real. Now, blood magic. I've seen a ton of comments expressing people's disappointment that you can't use it in the game. The devs have stated multiple times that there are story reasons why Rook can't, and it makes sense since your party members are against it. During the Q&A though, Arix Games asked about the Blood Mage class. The devs said they were open to adding it in, but they want to do it right. Essentially make Blood Mage its own class since it'll have big story and world implications. Look, because you'll be treated and viewed differently, it would encourage a very different playthrough, and I'd be eager to play the game again just for that. Here we have a map of Thedas. There is quite a lot going on here. First, we've discovered 0% of it at this point. No doubt it will reveal as we explore, and there's a lot more you can't see here. Below that is Allied Strength. These are the factions and your current reputation with them. The faction you align yourself with will gain reputation faster. We have the journal there, a place to read your mail, a local map option, the current quest we're on, and the ability to fast travel back to our hub, the lighthouse. On the map itself, we see purple circles around areas that represent areas in the faith, like the lighthouse and the crossroads. We also have a destination marker on the map and portal spots we can travel to from the crossroads. So take a look at the opening scene. After creating your character, it's quite smooth and does a good job leading you into the opening of the gameplay reveal trailer's pseudo end of the world scenario.
Where all great stories begin, with the seediest bar in town and a missing contact.
Let's try this again.
Well, well, well. Look who it is.
Where's Veilguard?
You think you can come into my bar and make demands?
I definitely can. Look at the hair. That is exquisite hair.
Nev Gallus is my only shot at finding the Dread Wolf. I'm not leaving until I know where she is.
I've chosen a very direct approach
Be
here.
ready to talk by the time I get to you.
I kind of like how you see like a direct impact on the dialogue you're picking. Oh my. Oh boy. Oh yes. I'm liking this. Really like the hair physics. 10 years in the making, and look where we are. Oh boy, it's been too long. 10 years.
Not enough gold in the world for this.
Tarek, now!
Meet Bioware.
Shot.
She'd like you to stay a while.
It's like a classic bar fight. I love it. Answer now.
Nev Gallus.
Dumat Plaza. The Venatori cultists took her to Dumat Plaza.
Thanks.
For a mage, yeah, we are a mage. He can handle himself.
Your friend Nev Gallus. He's at Dumat Plaza.
I heard. That's why you're my second in command. Although, for the record, there was probably an easier way to do that than fighting an entire bar.
Oh, like, do you want to suggest something? I really like some of the dialogue options in this game. They feel like they're going to have real impact.
What did
I like
have
the
to
little
worry
side
about?
notes as well.
You were there watching my back.
Yeah.
Come on.
He
Harding
helps a
will be
little bit.
worried.
All right. Break's over.
So this is very much a prologue, so we're sort of learning, obviously, the base game and how things work. And it's not as open world as previous
She's the
Dragon Age
best damn
games.
detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
Let's try and find him.
The Archon's palace.
So many were thinking that since you can't access the Dragon Age Keep, the world will have a single canon state. You can change the world state though, while editing your Inquisitor, the main character of the last game, which is separate to your Rook, the main character of this game. You can even choose who your Inquisitor's main romance was, if any, because you can choose the "they were too busy for love" option. Perhaps if you choose Dorian, he'll show up in his hometown of Tevinter, which you finally get to visit. I wonder if only the one romance character shows up alongside the Inquisitor, so picking a romance will limit who you see in the playthrough, adding some replayability. So like mentioned in my last video, there are a handful of difficulty settings: Storyteller, Keeper, Adventurer, Underdog, Nightmare, and Unbound. Nightmare is the highest difficulty setting and can't be changed once you select it, meaning there will be no doubt an achievement for beating it. Unbound lets you fine-tune the difficulty and settings in a pretty in-depth way. I'd recommend starting with Adventurer or Underdog at most for your first playthrough so you can really enjoy yourself. If you don't have the reflexes or skills like you used to, run with Keeper. Storyteller is really only there if you have your 5-year-old on your lap trying to play with you, or if you really don't like combat at all and just want to experience the story while feeling like a god. For those worried this might be another Inquisition fiasco, where the actual conclusion to the story was only revealed after playing a later released DLC called Trespasser, the devs have stated that they have no DLC plans for Veilguard as of yet because they want this game to be a complete experience, and they agree that the Inquisition's expansion should have been part of the base game. That's good news, as I didn't want the game to be left like it was at the base game. However, the director has also said it's a never say never situation when it comes to DLC. Honestly, they're probably waiting to see if the game sells well before they go all guns firing. I'm actually secretly worried about the next Mass Effect being scrapped if DA doesn't sell well, because I'm sure EA has Bioware under the microscope right now. So that's everything. Thanks for watching, and thanks to MSI and Nvidia for sponsoring this video. If you want to win yourself some prizes, you know what to do. For everything Dragon Age and RPG, you're in the right place. Ciao, friends.